So, hello guys, and hope we are all doing well. Welcome back. It is actually very late in the night, close to 11. We just remaining with a few minutes to clock 11 in the night, and I want to share this little conversation with you guys. Yesterday, we actually visited rehab, a new rehab, and we're actually launching it. It's called Shelter of Hope Rehabilitation Center, Kitale. So it's along Eldoret Kitale Highway, just past Moy's Bridge towards Kitale. It's a new rehab that is coming up, and so together with some of the colleagues that we've worked with in the field of addiction and rehabilitation, both currently and also a few years back, we actually got an invitation to share with some of the elders within the village of that area as we did the launch of this rehabilitation center. And most of the people actually came to that launch, especially people from the village. Talk of people of different ages, youth, middle-aged people, as well as old age guys actually attended that launch for that rehab, and also people from different sectors, parents, village elder, the people that we call Nyumba Kumi within the village, and also the security of that area, including the OCPD and some of the colleagues that he had come with in that launch. And so the launch was very good and very nice for that matter. And we shared a lot, including psychoeducation of what addiction is, also having someone who has gone through this addiction process and recovered also shared how the journey in addiction is and how recovery is possible. My very good friend whom we worked with before. But during our conversations with these people for this launch of this new rehab, conversation actually shifted into something I really like and I'm very passionate about talking. Parenting. Very, very, very important topic to talk about always and every time that we get a chance to talk about it. And so the conversation shifted into this parenting issue, and was being championed by this person that we normally call village manager. We used to call them Mkasa in our local languages. And so this guy was championing about this idea of parenting, and that in most cases parents quote unquote fail to actually instill some of the things that children need to learn in the early ages. And so with time, as they grow up, they actually drift away from what is supposed to be done, and just a little loss of focus in life for these young children ends up pushing them into this lifestyle as well. And remember, as we were making conversation, there was a lot of discussions among us, these men, women of all ages, giving their views about what they think leads children and mostly youth into this addiction, and the behavior that are exhibited by young people, especially at the current generation and the current times. And so it was a very, very, very heated conversation. People sharing a lot of information regarding what parents should be done. And one of the most pick that actually picked up and that we should actually have a conversation about it is it really true that these things are happening because parents are failing in one way or the other to actually make sure that our children from the beginning grows up with certain principles, with certain measure that a child should uphold, and make sure that we are keeping a certain way of life that can prevent these children from actually drifting into these substances and certain behaviors that will look and see that there is a problem with this child. And so that is a conversation that we'll be actually paying attention as well to see whether it is true parents are failing in one way or the other. And why I also loved this conversation very much is that as much as we are also talking about addiction and other behaviors being actually perpetuated by the upbringing up of these children, we also look at addiction purely as a disease of the brain, something that has affected this person or the person struggling with addiction to an extent that they need our help and not judgment. They need our help so that we can intervene and actually look for help for these people and treatment, because addiction also is a disease and should be treated equally as other diseases so that these people can actually get help. And very, very, very happy about that because collectively in that conversation we actually agreed that we are going to work together, both from all the departments, the village elders, village leadership, the OCBD, the police officers, and also the chief, the sub-chief within that community, working together to ensure that also the youth and also the grown-up people within that community who have been affected by this addiction can get help within that facility as well. And it's a very, 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 very positive things, especially for that area along Gitara. There's very few rehabs within Trans Nzoia County, and if we compare those with whatever that is happening in Uasin Gishu County, in Uasin Gishu County there's a little bit of very established facilities when it comes to that area of rehabilitation and making sure that people affected with addiction get help. So it's a little bit advanced, and so when we see such things happening in Trans Nzoia County, it's also a plus. And therefore we actually say people are welcome to actually go and seek for help in that area and make sure that those who have been affected can get help. And finally, as we do this conversation, I want also to remind you that parenting is something that we have to always lock in and make sure that we are playing our duties as parents to the fullest, because as a parent, to have a child grow up, have all those qualities, all those values, means that we have always to make sure we are giving our best. Give your best as a parent, and remember, we always had this conversation. To give our best as parents, we have to make ourselves better always. And so don't forget to actually make yourselves better as a parent. And how do we make ourselves better? we deliberately look for ways to make sure that we are learning always, we are upgrading our knowledge, we are upgrading our skills, and making sure that we are in a better place to be good parents to our children. And how do we do that? We find ourselves, we find times for ourselves. We make sure that we are deliberately finding those avenues that we can actually better ourselves as individuals, for us to be better parents to our children and our young ones. And so subscribe to this channel, follow for more information, and remember that we are always available for parent coaching sessions. Reach out for those sessions. And when you're having a child or even students as a teacher who are having problems and exhibiting some of the behaviors that you feel they need help and attention, reach out, and we can always have a sit down and talk about what is happening with our children, so that we can actually help them and make sure that they're having better time with themselves, better education, better learning, and actually becoming good and very functioning and helpful individuals in future. So subscribe and reach out for help. Thank you so much, and good night.